This was the day on which the Press Council of India started functioning as a moral watchdog to ensure that not only did the press maintain the high standards expected from this powerful medium, but also that it was not fettered by the influence or threats of any extraneous factors. This year, the theme given by the PCI for National Press Day is Media in the Era of Artificial Intelligence. While AI is bringing a shift in the global media landscape, impacting both traditional print and electronic media, and despite the potential it has to become invaluable assets to journalists, there is also a growing apprehension on the content veracity and authenticity. Artificial intelligence also lacks the creativity, originality, and human touch that journalists provide. Moreover, it cannot engage with the public or gather information firsthand, which is a vital aspect of journalism. The usage of AI further prompts questions about upholding journalistic ethics. The PCI envisions that the role of AI in India is bound to expand exponentially at a much faster pace, and therefore this theme has been chosen to open debate and discussion, welcoming insights and views from across spectrum. And on this note, I want to welcome each one of you to the National Press Day celebration organized by the Kohima Press Club here at the APO Conference Hall, Kohima.
The Kohima Press Club Impact Journalism Award was initiated in 2020, the year that COVID-19 pandemic hit us all. The pandemic did not leave anyone or any sector unaffected, including the news industry. During that difficult period, we have seen so many outstanding work done by our news colleagues, which resulted in government action towards improving the healthcare facilities for our people. But like few other jobs, journalism is a thankless profession. I don't need to discourage our young kids here today, but during the pandemic, it was a whole lot of different story. It was a very difficult period for all of us. That was the time when the Kohima Press Club decided to introduce an award to acknowledge the contribution of members of our fraternity and encourage them to continue to strive for quality journalism. Since then, we have decided to continue with the award every year, giving recognition to fellow journalists for their outstanding work in promoting social justice. As with the previous years, we have had several contenders for the award this time too, and our jury members had a tough time deciding who best deserved the honor. After weeks and days of deliberations and going through the exceptional stories that our colleagues have reported during the past year, we finally made the choice. This year, the Kohima Press Club Impact Journalism Award is being conferred to Moa Jamir of the Moral Express in appreciation of his journalistic work in highlighting issues of public concern that needed attention and action. His work, particularly in shedding light on the digital competence of the state government departments in this age of ever-advancing information technology and e-governance.
And acknowledging the work that the journalists are doing over the years. I don't have much to say, but just one thing that I like to highlight is that press in Nagaland exists in a very integrated society, which often inhibiting their operation also. So at times, technology becomes a threshold where we can enter into the realms of governance and hold those in power accountable. So in a way, technology has enabled us through, for example, e-governance or through AS, RDIA and other aspects which allow us to enter into the realms of the governance, question the governance, and also make them walk the talk. And digital governance, since the arrival of the new government since in 2018, has been one of the often doubted policy objective of the government. So what I did in my story was that how the government, whether they are doing what they are saying or not. So through some simple, without ruffling any feathers, through the assessment of the website that the government operates, we were able to do some work.
My point is that the alleged failure to use humans after the end of the Cold War is said to lead to the emergence of terrorism, and we know how severely terrorism has affected our world and changed it almost beyond comprehension. So what would be the consequences of AI and subsequent impacts on human beings, which would cascade into our politics, economics, policies and cultures? Is the media ready to make sense of the possible changes and somehow guide our readers and viewers to make sense of a rapidly changing world in which most of us could probably be excluded and redundant? The media is supposed to be leaders of thoughts, opinions, and decision making, not followers. With the emerging AI, how would we rate ourselves in this responsibility of ours on a scale of 1 to 10? Are we going to continue regurgitating press releases and speeches by all and sundry in our newspapers, or are we going to dissect and analyze them to enable our readers to make sense of what actually these press releases and all, what they are saying or not saying? In the era of AI, are we going to continue playing the role of the public relation wings of governments and its agencies?
Now, we go to the most important part, and that is giving away the awards to the media fellows. Very randomly, the media fellows are Rahul Rako, Kajokto Nienu, Imti Longsha, Kaiser Mao. Kajokto Nienu.
We have to look after the welfare of the construction workers. When we say construction, it is also given as building and other constructions. When we talk about construction, we only think about building construction. But there are other constructions too. There are road constructions, there are many different kinds of construction that is going on. So that's the reason why the government of India was so wise to put it as building and other construction, so that everyone is, covered under this act. And the primary purpose of this act is to provide welfare schemes to these registered others. Of course, we have their own part to do. They have to come and register with us. We have opened up different doorways for them. In line with giving them doorstep delivery, and we are doing so. Now we have stories. We had stories, but we found out that those stories were based on assumptions. Okay, and that's the reason why we put our head together, and then we were thinking how to go about it. And we had a blessing of getting someone in the person of the Turkish man who took up the challenge so well, and that's how this started. So now we are so excited to see the stories, which are well researched and put so well that we are even discussing to bring it out on a compiled print form. Okay, and thank you so much, Media Fellows, for helping us to open our eyes also.
Well, it has been a challenging and as well as rewarding experience. There are only 5 stories for exactly, I should say, it's 2.5 months. So, as for me, I initially planned to work to focus more on local workers in my stories, given that we are all locals ourselves. However, as I delve deeper into different categories of construction workers, like our CEO Wilson just mentioned, other construction workers, such as tunnel construction workers, I discovered there were very few or not at all local workers in this sector.
The bamboo scaffolding workers emerged as unsung heroes in Nagaland construction saga. Their craftsmanship, often overlooked, waves a unique narrative that deserves recognition and appreciation. Exploring their contribution adds layers to our understanding of sector's rich tapestry. While it is also worth understanding how they have apprehension of losing their trade due to less takers. Breaking the ceiling and empowering women in construction. This was the very idea which I pitched at first for the fellowship. In a realm of traditionally dominated profession by men, my exploration unveiled the inspiring stories of women breaking the ceiling, transcending gender stereotypes in the construction sector. Their resilience and determination serves as a beacon, challenging the norms of reshaping industry's landscape.